Well, friends, this is a Peavey ValveKing VK12. I gigged for 18 years using a Peavey Bandit 65. I don't have the best light in here. Hopefully, though, you can make it. This album, let's go off a standby and on. We'll play some sounds and then I'll talk about this a little. Sweet. This is all in the neck position on the tail. Going to the bridge. Whoa. Go up with the bass just a little bit. Back to my neck. And you've got your channel switcher here now. The guy that let me borrow this, my buddy, the Guitar Rabbi, let me borrow this amp to tell me, kind of do a review of it. If you had a 4-pedal back in the old days, you could switch back and forth between these channels. But you got a channel switch right here. Let's go up with the gain. What you typically would do with an amp like this is you go down with the volume, up with the gain. I used to like to go to about 2 o'clock, and then you just start. It's just a thunderous amp, and I'm not even cranking this all the way up. This will get too loud, at least the one I had used to if I would go too far. You got multiple gain stages on this, it looks like. Take that gain back down a little bit and go to this other boost, it says, and I'm starting to hear some definitely some noise. Switch over to my old Les Paul. channel for a minute. I'll just have to crank my treble back just a little bit on this. That's the way a Strat ought to sound, my friends. Let's crank the mids up just a little bit. That is thick sounding. Whoa, what a sound. Let's take the bass back a little bit on that baby. Maybe take those mids back just a little. I don't think I need to go up on the treble. And you go to the other channel and it usually gets wicked. Let's see what this sounds like. That's about my 2 o'clock. Lead time. Let's go a whole lot with something like this and maybe boost the treble a little bit, get these mids out. And this is kind of how I used to. Back to that single chord. You have to dial those trebles back. Nice little satisfying medium gain type thing. If you go up to the this is the boost type section here, probably I would want to, I think mine didn't have a boost on it. Mine was 65 watts. Oh, listen to the difference. You do that boost again. big thank you to the Guitar Rabbi for letting me mess with this. This one has an effects send and return. This is way fancier than the amp that I had before. Although it seems very familiar. It's almost like going home for me to sit around and play with an amp like this, because I was just... Yeah, I just didn't back in the day have a whole lot of need for anything more than that. I could go out from like 1981 until about 2000, honestly, 2001. I could go out with an old Peavey 65 watt amp, a tube screamer, I had an RN digital delay, I had a Boss chorus, and I had a wah-wah. I had a compressor too, and I didn't take pedal boards out. I just put 9-volt batteries into the pedals and hope that everything would run for the whole gig. And so now, we're so spoiled. And I'm like this out of tune a little bit, just jamming. I'm pretty hard on these guitars when lots of string bending when I play. Lots of Fendery kind of pop. Yeah, that is a sweet amp. It is a tube amp. It is a valve amp. I like it better than the old Peavey that I played, but boy, I got a lot of mileage out of that one. Hopefully I've not sounded too bad here, folks. I know I've been a little bit out of tune. I'm just doing a quick run through of this thing and test of it. I'm gonna have some fun. There's also some dials on the back you can twist around. I've not even messed with that. Some like tone switch. I wonder what that would do. I just cranked something up in the back like that. What made a difference? So it makes on the better and better, man. I gotta go up to the other. If you can get a hold of one of these, now the Guitar Rabbi's telling me you can get one of these for $400 different places. I would say this is worth getting. 12-inch speaker, just all kinds of tube goodness there, man, if that's what you like. You also get the tube weight. It is not light, but that is just what I remember about my old Peavey amp, is just be able to real quickly turn around. Yeah, I can't tell you how many gigs I probably played without any pedals, particularly blues type stuff or R&B. I just reached back behind me. I had a 4-pedal on the floor, that the switcher, that would channel switcher. I could switch my reverb on and off. I generally kept the reverb kind of like what it is here, just kind of low, so it would have some ambience type thing, a little bit of echo, and then I would just go back and forth and barely, yeah, I could go between songs. You always had at least 5 or 10 seconds between songs. Usually you did, unless you're just stringing them together. And I could reach back behind me and change my gain real fast. Turn this down, this up, or whatever, and know that I was going to get something good. And so, yeah, this is nice. This is back, harkens to the day when just one amp could get it done. And the Peaveys were always, to me, the best for that. Bought my first Peavey at a place called Dunham's Music in Asheville, which is no longer there. But I remember they had Marshalls, they had Fenders. I couldn't afford them. They were $200, $300 more than I think I paid for my Peavey Bandit 65 back then. I don't know, $239 or something like that. And I swear it did. I played in churches, I played bars, I played auditoriums, little auditoriums. I played at a community college. I would put bands together for dance recitals and stuff. Just all kinds of different weirdness. I played little festivals downtown and different things. Of course, I played at some of the clubs around Asheville. And the 65-watt Peavey, especially, back in the day, you didn't even point a mic at the amp. You just hung a 57 over the spit and let it dangle down, which that's almost heresy nowadays when people talk about doing that. But that's the way you did it back in the day, my friends. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of that. I hope the sound turns out okay. Thanks to the Guitar Rabbi. I'm going to have some more fun with this week. I'm going to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs. I might want to get one of these for the future. I don't know. I've got so many other amps, but boy, that sounds great for an affordable valve amp that you can get just about any kind of sound out of it. I didn't even put effects into it. Imagine running my pedal board into that. That would be sweet. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like.